Bon dia a todo mundo. Good morning, everybody. I'm Yasemen Korukçu. I'm the representative of the Turkish Prime Minister Investment Support and Promotion Agency. I'm based in Madrid, but it's always a pleasure to be in Catalonia, to be in Barcelona, and it's an honor for me to be addressing you today. Well, today in my presentation, I'm going to talk about some key figures of Turkey, top reasons to invest in Turkey, the agency, and at the end, some investment opportunities and why you should be investing in Turkey. Well, Turkey is the actually 17th biggest economy in the world and 7th compared to all the European Union countries in 2011. And Turkey has the largest young population compared to all the European Union countries. These are the figures that would make you understand that the Turkish population is a young, huge, and a very dynamic population, very open to new technologies. And the level of penetration is one of the highest in Europe. So of the 75 million population, 54 million already have credit cards, 76 million GSM users, and 19 broadband subscribers in Turkey exists. And Turkey is also a very important producer in many of the products. Here I can name only some of them. Turkey, for example, is the 8th largest steel producer in the world and second compared to the European Union countries. Turkey is the 16th largest automotive producer in the world with 17 brands producing in Turkey. And Turkey is also a major producer in many of the agriculture products like cotton, hazelnuts, albaricoques, and many of the products. Turkey is the first producer in the world. Well, as we have already mentioned, Turkish Airlines is the flagship airlines of Turkey. And when I came to Spain 7 years ago, there were like only 4 flights a week. Today I can say that Turkish Airlines flies to Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Malaga, Valencia, and in May we'll start flying to Santiago Compostela. And it's also a proud supporter of Football Club Barcelona. Well, Turkey is the 6th most visited holiday destination in the world. 30 million tourists has visited Turkey already, and we believe that we'll be in the top 5 in the very near future. Well, let's look a bit at the Fdi figures in Turkey. From the beginning of the Republic until 2002, we have received in total of $15 billion of FDI. And in the last 10 years, from 2003 to 2012, the figures has soared. As you can see, we have received around $123 billion of FDI to Turkey. And actually, the number of companies with foreign capital in Turkey has increased to 32,000 companies. As you know, companies go where they feel welcomed. And there's also the growing confidence of the Turkish economy is reflected in also all the surveys. Turkey is actually the 13th most important foreign direct investment destination in the world. And these are the reasons why many companies has chosen to invest in our country. First of all, Turkey is a dynamic and stable and attractive economy, and this reflects in our GDPs and income figures. Turkey has been, as I was telling, Turkey is the 17th largest economy in the world, and actually we have a PIB of around $774 billion. And we have grown around 5.2% between 2002 and 2011. And we continue growing, as you might know. In 2010, we have grown 9.2%. And in 2011, we have grown around 8.5%. And last year, we have made a bit like a break, I can say. And we have grown around 3%. Here you can see that the future of the Turkey is also very promising. According to the OECD, for example, Turkey is going to grow around 5.2% between 2012 and 2007. The most important factor I can say in Turkey actually is that there's a growing middle class. And as you all know, the middle class is the class which makes all the consumption. So just as comparing the figures of the 2002 and 2011, you can see that there's a real increasing PIB per capita in Turkey. For example, the motor vehicle sales has from 174,000 passed to 911,000 in 2011. Airline passengers has more than tripled. Turkish citizens visiting abroad has doubled. And the private consumption per capita has tripled as well. So this is, I think, an important data for those people who would like to export to Turkey and who would also like to invest in Turkey. The household liability compared to the GDP is also quite low compared to Euro area and United States. It's 17 in Turkey, 70%. And another important aspect of the Turkish economy, we have been applying important macroeconomic measures. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm used to do this presentation in Spanish and sometimes it doesn't come in English. So we applied quite important macroeconomic measures. And as a result of this, the inflation has dropped. And actually we have an inflation of around 7%. And future prospects for the inflation is to be around 5% for the upcoming 5 years. Another important reason to invest in Turkey is the population. Turkey is a country of 75 million people, but you can see that the demographic trends is also quite favorable. Actually, 20% of the population in Turkey is below 15 years of age in Turkey. And compared to the aging population in Europe, Turkey offers a workforce which guarantees a young population until 2050. And it's the only country in its surrounding which doesn't envejece, which doesn't grow old. It's also easy to find a qualified workforce in Turkey. So availability of skilled labor force or qualified engineers and competent senior managers, you can see from the IMD World Competitiveness Yearbook, Turkey is at the top compared with the competitives, as we could say, in East Europe and in China. Also, the workforce in Turkey is quite productive, but also the cost effective. As you can see, the productivity index is growing. Meanwhile, the unit wages are stable or are going down. Turkey is an economy which generates employment, which is very important. We have generated around 3 million jobs since the onset of the global financial crisis in 2009. And the unemployment rate actually in Turkey is around 10%. And apart from that, I think this is one of the very curious statistics. In level of absenteeism in Turkey is one of the lowest in the world. In Turkey, the absenteeism level is 4.6 days a year. Compared to other countries, as you can see, it's very important. When you have around 100 people working in your company, this is also a very important figure for you, I guess. And also in Turkey, we work around 54 hours a week. It's 45 hours legal works plus 9 hours extra, so you can make your workers work until 54 hours a week in Turkey. Well, this is a map we like to show. This shows Turkey in the center of the world, as you can see. And from Turkey, with a 4-hour distance of flight, you can reach the many markets, many promising markets from Turkey, which is totals to 1.5 billion people in total. Turkey is an important hub because of where we are, of course, and many companies like Coca-Cola, GE Healthcare, Microsoft, Intel are managing many countries from Turkey, from their head offices in Turkey. And also the Minister of Economy has recently established a new legislation to encourage more the companies to come to set their regional bases in Turkey. In 2003, we have passed FDI legislation. With this legislation, they have brought some structural reforms. The most important ones are named here. The corporate income tax in Turkey in overall is 20%. The investors are guaranteed to receive a national treatment, which means that there is no difference between a Turkish company or a company with a foreign capital. There's freedom to invest. You can invest in almost in all of the sectors in Turkey. You can employ expatriados. If you have any problem in Turkey, you can go to international arbitrage. and you can acquire real estate. In this case, for example, the real estate like a year ago, it was only allowed the countries based on the reciprocity principle, but this year this has also been revoked. And you can enter and you can take out your money freely from Turkey. Well, also we are doing our homeworks in this respect. We have improved quite a lot doing business in Turkey. For example, in 2003, to establish a company in Turkey would last around 38 days. Meanwhile, now it lasts 6 days to establish a company in Turkey, which is one of the easiest, I can say, in OECD and in the world. Also, we have introduced a new commercial code in Turkey in July 2012. With this commercial code, we have brought transparency, I can say, accountability, institutionalization, and now the associated companies or the limited companies can be established with one person only. Before, the associated companies needed five people and the limited companies needed 2 members. Now it can be made with only 1 member as well. And for example, for the meetings of the Junta Directiva, physical presence is not needed anymore. You can attend to the meetings from via electronically via teleconferences. So it's something really easy for the foreign investors to attend their meetings in Turkey. As a result of these structural reforms, we can say that we start seeing the results now, and this means that we are having increased competitiveness year by year. In 2004, among the 104 countries, Turkey was ranked 66, and in 2012, among 144 countries, Turkey is ranked 43, and we're continuing to improve the conditions in our country. I would also like to mention who we are, who is the agency. The agency is established in 2007. Is a state agency which works directly with the office of the Prime Minister himself. And our mission in the agency is to help the investors before, during, and after their investment in our country. We help them in all respects. We help the companies to find the ideal location, to help them with the licenses, to help them negotiate with the governmental institutions, to organize their meetings in all the things that you can imagine. We help them. We work as a one-stop shop in Turkey. We have 2 offices in Turkey, one of them in Ankara, other one in Istanbul, and we have 15 representatives in the world. I'm the representative for Spain and Portugal, and we have offices in Germany, in Canada, United States, in United Kingdom, Russia, China, Japan, India, Gulf countries, and France. Well, really, the Turkey agency is your turnkey agency for all your investment potential in Turkey. So I would like to, before finishing, I would like to come back why you should invest in Turkey and some opportunities in Turkey. Well, first of all, we have a very ambitious vision for 2020. And according to this vision, we are aiming our GDP to reach to 2.64 billion US dollars. We think that our population will be around 82 million by then. And we want our per capita income to increase to $25,000. And we also want to triple our highways. We want our unemployment rate to be around 5%, and we want to increase the R&D in our GDP. So if we come back to our 2023 targets, for example, in transport, we're going to make 5 new airports by 2014 in the cities where there was no airports before. We're planning to make a 3rd airport in Istanbul, which is going to be one of the biggest in the world, and the station will take place in May, if there won't be any kind of delay. We are also planning new terminals for the existing airports. We're planning a very interesting project called Canal Istanbul, which is going to create an artificial waterway parallel to the Bosphorus, which is going to help the traffic in Bosphorus to be easier, let's say. We're planning a major bridge in Çanakkale Straits, And also we're going to construct and privatize many of the ports and marinas in Turkey. We also have targets for rail. This is an area, infrastructure and ferrocarriles is an area where the Spaniards has very important knowledge, I can say. So in rail, for example, we're planning to make around 10,000 new high-speed rail lines through Turkey, 5,000 kilometers of new conventional rail lines. We're also making the project of the Iron Silk Road, which will combine all the Bulgaria to Georgia, passing through Turkey. And we'll also expand the Istanbul rail metros and build metros in all the other cities as well. We also have some urban infrastructure projects. We're going to build 7 million units of housing. We're planning to build 2 new cities in Istanbul with 1 million population each to the north of the city. Istanbul Finance Center project is on the table. We're trying to create Istanbul like a finance center, let's say. And there are many hospital investments and new projects, PPPs, that will going on in Turkey. Also, I would like to mention some opportunities in the industry in Turkey. For example, in the automotive market, you can see that actually the passenger cars market in Turkey is around 600,000 units. And the provisions for 2018 that the market will be around 860,000 units in Turkey for the passenger cars. And for the light commercial vehicles, which Turkey is the first producer in Europe, at the moment, we're planning it to like double as of 2018. And the automotive market forecast is to grow around 42% by 2018. This is a survey, this is a study made by McKinsey. Also, you can see that there's a huge potential in the Turkish automotive market because actually the European economic automotive market, as you can see, is more than Turkey. In Germany, for example, around 3 million cars. In England, around 2 million. In Italy, 1.5 million. And in Turkey, for the moment, 837,000 units. And the car density, as you can see, is far below the European average. It's only 165 cars per 1,000 inhabitants in Turkey, which means that there's a huge potential in this sector in Turkey. And the purchasing power per capita, which was around 3,000 in 2002, will grow to 13,000 in 2015. Another interesting sector would be energy, renewable energies. As you know, Turkey is like Spain. We don't have our own resources, or we have, but not enough. So we import a lot of crude, petroleum and natural gas to Turkey, which creates like a commercial deficit in our commercial balance. But we are very lucky in terms of renewable energies. And as you can see, Turkey counts with one of the most important increasing demands in the world. It's like the demand in Turkey increases around 7% a year. It's the second after China. And we have very favorable maps of wind, solar, geothermal, and biomass. In all the renewable energies, Turkey has a very good map, and we want to use all our potential, and we have very ambitious plans also for 2023 in terms of renewable energy. Well, also another important aspect I can say that according to Goldman Sachs, for example, Turkey is going to be the 9th major economy in the world by 2050. Well, there's an increasing confidence in the Turkish economy. In November, Fitch has upgraded our notas crediticias, and just a month ago it has been followed by Standard & Poor's. We're also expecting the others to follow them. To tell the truth, it's not something that we really give very importance, but it's important in the terms of the loans and the credits and the interest rates. But we already know that investors trust in us in Turkey. So to sum up, Turkey is an attractive and promising economy, and we have a huge and young population. We have a huge and developing domestic market and a liberal investment environment in Turkey. We have a qualified workforce of more than 27 million young, qualified and motivated workforce. We have a central and unique location. And we have low tax rates and incentives. I'm not going to mention the incentives because I know that's going to be dwelt upon quite in detail by Mr. Bal. So in times of crisis, we invite you to expand your business, to trust in us, and to come to Turkey to give more power to your global business. Molte grazie.